It's week 6 of board game news. Yeah, I know, I said I'd stop counting, but then I'm a rebel like that. I'm not really much a rebel about anything else. Osprey Games have announced Wildlands, a new game from legendary designer Martin Wallace. Mr. Wallace is known for games like Steam or Brass, basically where you make coal work for you. And get this, Wildlands is a fantasy miniature skirmish game. This isn't a joke. Mr. Wallace has said that he felt like he was retreading the same themes and the same designs. And here at NPI, we very much welcome a career switch. I used to be a successful salesman before I went into board games. Wildlands will feature a double-sided board, 20 unique miniatures, and more expansions down the line, promising wizards and hulking beasts and gnomes. Oh, and there's a picture of this owl boy about to dab. Yes, that's right, I said dab. I know I'm not cool enough to pull it off. People still say cool, right? Renegade Games have announced Castell, a game where you build human towers. Step aside, folks. Time for me to break this game. Oh. A few segments ago, we briefly mentioned a Memoir 44 map expansion that was no good to newcomers because of the prohibitively expensive expansions that are out of print that it requires to play. This is where publisher Days of Wonder swoops into the rescue by not reprinting the air pack, but instead giving you an altogether new rule set for air combat. When pressed for comment, Days of Wonder said, "We wanted the original to be still really unaffordable, so you can feel miserable about not being able to own it." Okay, obviously we made that last bit up, but this might actually be a good thing. Designer Richard Bork said that this is how he originally envisioned air combat, seamlessly integratable into any version of Memoir 44. I just wish that they also printed, together with this new expansion, all the stuff that was in Air Pack. But no, gotta keep those collectors happy, right? Once again, Race for the Galaxy is getting a new expansion, so you can have another box that you never play because the rulebook is incomprehensible and you just keep playing the original game. Vita Lacerda games are back in the news, and this time it's a redesign of my favorite Vita Lacerda game, Kanban. Not only is there now a double-sided board with the alternate side presenting a simplified, streamlined rules version to make it more accessible to new players, something the game sorely needed, but once again, frequent Vita Lacerda collaborator and board game art genius Ian O'Toole is doing the artwork. What do you mean Ian O'Toole is not doing the artwork and all that artistically is different is just some wooden cars that are included in the game? The original had wooden cars. Yeah, look, wooden cars. See? What gives Stronghold? You had an amazing opportunity to do just exceptional artwork in your games. Just don't wreck my dreams. Munchkin are ruining my childhood again. Kickstarter, there's big games over there all the time. There's one big game there called Endeavor right now that's everyone and their Uncle Bob is going bananas over. But I don't want to talk about big games. I want to talk about a little card game. And now that about 80% of you have dropped off, let's talk about Wibble Plus Plus, a game about complicated computer programming language. No, I'm joking. It's just a light party game. There's actually 5 light card party games in one box, and it's beginning to sound like a gimmick, and that's okay because I thought that too. And do you know what, we played it and they're all very competently designed and more importantly fun to play. And the more and more I talk, the more I realize I sound like I'm doing paid sponsorship or something. I'm not. I just checked it out and I liked it and I thought I had a news segment and I'll put it on there because it needs a little bit of TLC, so go on their project and check it out. We were impressed. This week in our celebrity news segment, where we invite an actual celebrity to discuss this week's board game news, in an entirely yet again redecorated interview room, we have... Sorry, I forgot who the guest this week is. You're joking. Tom Waits. Tom Waits is... I'm sorry, Tom, I didn't know you were into... Tom, do you do board games?
I do laser hair removal, I do acupuncture, I do aromatherapy, that type of thing.
Okay. Can you please subscribe so that we can get better guests? Because see you next week.